All right, good morning, everyone. Hope everyone had a good weekend, and we are back for Monday morning. Let me know if you can hear the sound okay. It looks like it's in the right range, so it shouldn't be too loud. Mm, 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 mm. Think so. All right, let's go ahead and just jump in here. Oops, let's pull this over here. Hold on, I'm trying to move some things around real quick. Oh, you know what? Neuro is sleeping today. Hold on. Uh, One sec. All right, minus 10 BKP points for Nero. All right. Um, he's probably doing something this morning. I didn't even check. I was like, I'm dealing with the kid. Of course, it's like 5 minutes before we're gonna start, and the baby's like, she's like, "Can I go to the swimming pool?" I was like, "No, maybe." I was like, "Not right now." I was like, "That has to work. Maybe later." And she's like, "No!" Like full meltdown. I was like, "Oh, here we go." Anyway, so in the last, I don't know, 60 minutes, we finally gotten some movement here with the pound. The pound was the biggest mover when we started the Nadex section about an hour ago, and it was up a decent amount. Now it's at least it's kicking in. So in the last 60 minutes, it's up over half of where its movement really is. So it's nice to finally see pound strength coming in. It's continuing to rally. It's going up to higher levels. So again, it is approaching some supply on the top side. But got a bit more room to run on that one, but it is moving finally. But pound dollar's up 72. It's the big one of the morning, followed by pound yen at 60. Um, it's basically it's just European. It's dollar weakness kind of coming into the U.S. session today. You're seeing dollar yen down, dollar Swiss down, Aussie dollar up across the board, and then it's just a slight, euro pound is slightly down, right? Slightly down, showing that just pound is just a little bit stronger. So as far as news, I mean, we got this, U.S. You know, I think this. I don't know if it's a video or not. I don't necessarily wanted to play, but yeah, relations are they're in a stalemate. They're in a stalemate. They're facing some serious difficulties, right? Fundamentally, is because some Americans portray China as bad. hmm I mean, I wonder why that they would portray them like that. I wonder. Maybe it's the tweaking of the numbers, maybe the pollution and lies. Maybe it could be the stealing technology and requiring, companies turn their technology over when they want to do business there. I don't know. There's just there's a few things out there that you know that manipulation of currency. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of things. The genocide. I mean, I could go on and on and on. So, yeah, it's an interesting meeting. It's like, oh, you're not nice to us. You call us names. Well, you do some bad things. I mean, that's just just own up to it. Besides that, again, there's really not a whole lot of major blockbuster news this morning. Um, I mean, like even some of the bigger ones here. I mean, talking about the rapid spread of the Delta variant. Again, it's interesting. This is in New Zealand. Um, Talking about how the rapid strain has suddenly overshadowed expectations. It's going to be interesting to see if they still raise interest rates. Yeah, in August. It was originally 90%, and we'll see if they hold true on that one. Um, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I think that's going to be pretty interesting, and we still got time till the actual the meeting, so we'll see. I guess how crazy the Delta variant is going to be. So, but and it's I don't know. I mentioned it last week. I think it's one of those things like COVID will never be zero. There'll be no such thing as COVID zero. If there, put it this way, if COVID gets a zero, it means we've been messing around for years with the flu virus, right? Because we have flu every year. So it's kind of like, how do you proceed forward in an environment that you have something like COVID? You know, I think that's the important thing. It's like, are we, you're not going to keep interest rates low forever. You have to kind of roll through. You just can't, go back to the, you know, prehistoric times. So I don't know. Question is, are they going to tighten? And I want to say it's, yeah, right there, August 18th. So we got a couple weeks to go before that one kicks in. So it'll be interesting. I guess we'll see. I mean, if you think about it, I mean that's like what 3 weeks away. A lot can happen with COVID in 3 weeks, as we know. I mean, it's a surge now, but could that surge be completely gone by that point? And then it's kind of like, where do we go from there? So, um, yeah, we'll see. Like I said, I'm sure there will be a surge because of the Olympics, and we'll hear more about it from that. And then after that, there'll be another surge when college kids go back to school, right? So I mean, when regular kids go back to school, there'll be a surge of some sort. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's I feel like that's something we got to get prepared for. Tomorrow morning, we have BOJ speaking early. We also have the Aussie governor speaking as well. But then nothing really till 10 o'clock. Consumer confidence. So really for the week, I mean, if I click it down, you can see there's a lot of this is all the same CAD release here, right? FOMC is in there, um, and then that's kind of it, right? We got event GDP, but that's all at the same time, and then we have GDP and PCE, and that's kind of it. Like this, a lot of this doesn't move. So again, maybe it's the Olympics. Maybe it's Olympics. Maybe they did some careful planning there, but we'll see where we go here. So, all right, so Aussie dollar. So, really, since 9 o'clock, I mean, I guess the 4 o'clock time frame. Normally, it's 3 o'clock that moves it. This morning, it was 4 o'clock. This doesn't matter what asset we're talking about. 4 o'clock time frame was when everything started to finally move and create its trend for the day. Um, it's when oil started to move. It's when gold started to move. It was retracing most of the movement that we had from late last night. That 9-10 o'clock window last night started the overnight trend, and then the new trend picked up at 4. So it's moving right now. The Aussie's in an interesting place. If you look to the left, we had this set up here where we were talking about 7406 as being a short area. You can see there's basing, but again, seller stepped in here, seller stepped in here. There was this whipsaw from Friday, so there's a lot in there. But at this point, again, with this pushing forward, if we can get a continued push up until like early afternoon, that could be the rollover. And remember, I mean, this is how the dollar has been playing lately, right? It picks one trend on Monday, and then the rest of the week it kind of it reverses, right? But the Monday and Tuesday trends tend to be different. So right now, with this weakness pulling up, I think that's fine. Let it continue to drive higher. It only takes one headline of Australia, and this thing turns and rolls back down. And again, this is a decent risk, right? The risk on this one is only about 10 pips, so all over that. Love that. I think 10 pip risk is great for 30 in the other direction. You guys know me that is kind of the rollover point, right? That between that 30-35 is where I feel a lot of the pullbacks happen on an intraday basis. And again, we're talking about it's up, 0.18% today. So we're not even up a 0.25% so far. It's just the only thing that's really moving right now is the cryptos, right? And again, that could be because of China or any number of reasons why they could be jumping. But anyway, 7405 I think is our next area. And again, we had these 3 areas of buyers marked off. You can see, last week we based in this one, dropped, hit it, went right to the next one. This one we use that to bounce. So next time we come through, look for the base and look for it to drop lower back into the 7317. But again, it's why it's important to kind of mark these off, knowing where they're at. And even the small area, you can see that we took a bounce and kind of push over. So it's doing what we mentioned Friday, but we're looking for clean, easy, simple entries, and that's up at 7405. Pound yen. Now again, this one kind of based through, which is typically a telltale sign that it's going to drop through, and it did. It dropped at base and it continued lower, but we were looking for buys down here at 80.54. Didn't quite get that low. And again, 4 o'clock was the window, right? 4 o'clock was the candle where this thing turned and started to roll. Now, we know that we have clean area up here at 81.90, but we're kind of smack in the middle, kind of if we took an intraday kind of draw here, we'd be in that no man's land. Obviously, it's very easy to see that there is an area right here where we're running into, it was a level of basing. It does have the yen in play. The U.S. market is now open. Could this be a reversal area? Sure, it could be, right? It's a decent area. It's a decent push off of there. Let's see, how much is this risk? Yeah, it's about 10 right now. You could have probably shrunk it just a little bit to there. And again, you can see how this was a based along, came back, used it as a pullback, came back up, and then used it for a Harry Potter to the top side. So, it's definitely been an area we need to watch out for. It is low enough. It's about 30 pips. So again, your risk level in this one is 8, and then again 30 to the downside. Again, a little bit over 1 to 3 risk to reward ratio, but I think as far as the extreme ranges go right now, top and bottom, it's 81.90, 80.54. And again, we're about 56 and 80 in either direction for those. So we really need to kind of leave the channel right here. Of the two, I like the 80.54 better. Again, that's in the green area. Again, we are looking for more longs than anything else, but the 81.90 is also a level that is pretty decent. Euro pound. So Euro pound's pretty close. 85.25 is the level we talked about last week. As you can see, it's continuing to grind down. It's only got about 20 pips more to go. Fine level. I'm cool with it. Again, I can see this pound strength continuing to go in, and then when profit taking finally kicks in, kind of reverting this back a bit. It's still got some room to run, but again, it's not necessarily, it's not in the ideal place for us to be taking this one short because it's already, again, here, here's the 3 o'clock candle right there. There's your 3 o'clock on this one. 4 o'clock is, again, really where this one started to kind of break out of that kind of sideways movement. So I do think a reversal is coming, but we got a little bit more to go in that one before we get there. Um, Euro yen. So euro yen, we had a level that we had talked about before. Here was kind of the short, but once we broke it, we weren't really going to do much with it. And again, it held. I mean, here's a couple more hits of it. Again, 1, 2, 3, and 4. This one kind of broke through at the open. We had a level just sitting right above it a bit. Right, there's a level sitting up there, that 130.69. We can take it off at this point. I mean, here was the trade setup from last week. We'll go ahead and remove that to kind of clean these up. Let's adjust this. Actually, we'll put it here. I'll put it down here now. All right, so that is the next level. Now, this is also one of those ones that we had set up more for a Harry Potter. The reason why is because we had the original basing and we literally pushed it to the brink and then hit it. It kind of came down all the way to here, and then bam, slammed into it again. So it's been hit a few times, but watch out for that one. I would say, you could potentially take a short out of that, but I would say the better trade on that one is going to be a break of 130.43 for this one to go to the top side. Um, Something along those lines. And again, the 3 would be sitting right there. So close, but that's 1 to 3.03. So we're close. And again, after this big push, I wouldn't be surprised if we start going, it pulls back a bit. But if we get basing in this level, again, this could be an overnight base trade. Maybe we hit it this morning. I don't know. We're going to need some help from the yen to help kind of get this one up. But if we start to stabilize, looking for it to push higher. And again, this one would also kind of coincide with it could coincide with the euro yen. I'm sorry, the euro pound. If we're able to come up and stabilize and hold here, once the euro pound tags this level, this is European strength coming back in. Again, right now this is yen weakness coming in. Stabilization, this comes down, euro strength kicks in. That's what drives us higher, and we know that there's not another clean level up until 131.01. So we got plenty of room to run for a breakout on the top side. Again, a little Harry Potter trade, pull back and go. Again, the full target on that one is all the way up at 1 to 7. So a nice, a pretty decent runner there, right? Euro dollar. So euro dollar is also popping, but it's kind of popping in this kind of racetrack area right now. So this one I don't like as much. And again, this is an area we expected to break through. There's not really much we can do with it. I'll just take it off now, I guess. I mean, really, until we get up here, there's not much I want to do with it. There is a Harry Potter down here, and again, we can adjust it to the lower of the levels, which is fine. Again, 1, 2, 3. The next hit will be number 4 coming through. But right now, this is what we're dealing with. There's no real good analysis, and again, it goes from a racetrack across back into a racetrack again. So 118.48 is the next time we're looking for sells here. And again, a very interesting area that we could potentially take short. There's a small level there, but if I had to pick top and bottom right now in a range, 118.48, 117.10. Pound yen. So pound yen just hit a level that we had talked about. And again, question is, will the profit taking kick in here? Okay, so price, this is not fresh. Price has been here. This is hit number 3. So it is one of those levels that, again, if it holds now, it would make sense. It's stomach the open. Let's see if the profit taking is kicking in. As you guys heard, I missed this one by 4 pips on the entry. The candle here was actually the 4 o'clock candle. Again, the 3 o'clock is there, right? And then all of a sudden, bam, the 4 o'clock news, and it was off to the races. So ideally, it is in a place where we could be seeing reversals. The run up in the overnight was about 119 pips. It's right, it's a little bit low for a daily ATR for the pound yen, but it is Monday. So again, and it's not a huge risk area right now. You're looking at about 18 pips in the pound yen. Not bad, right? Not bad at all. In fact, the ATR on this one is about 18, so it's 1 ATR on the 30-minute. And again, that's not bad for a Monday morning. All right, so that one is just triggered. We'll see how this one plays out. Again, remember, what did I say? I'll just do it this way. There to there. want to move it. Give it to me. I want to move it. There we go. Right about there, you're moving your stop loss to break even. All right. Um, pound yen or pound dollar. So pound dollar's pushing again. We had an area of interest. We had 1, 2, 3, and this is the base and hit through number 4. So expected that one because it was kind of a little bit harder with the spike candle. We didn't really necessarily have a Harry Potter, but again, it was there. Um, number 4 is what drove through and then kind of pulled back. But I would say 138.63. I'm sorry, 138.61 is really where we're looking to go long, followed by the 36.93. So take this one off now to clean it. There was a successful trade from last week. We'll talk about a break below here and a potential drop to the downside. So again, and then here is your opposing level down here at 130. We'll take that one off. So that's kind of where we're sitting right now. Oop, I'll leave that there. That's actually let's put it right. We go. We know we got a knockout sitting right there. All right. So pound dollar, dollar CAD, snooze fest, absolute snooze fest. So let's take these off from last week. Both those were good. We don't need that anymore. That I want to keep on as a potential level to go long from. Good trade here. Good trade here. We're going to keep that again, and I will extend that across. It's going to be a profit target level. Let's go here. All right. So let's see. Right now we've been stuck about 41 pips. Let's dial this in, see if we can get anything decent. Not really. Yeah, I mean, ideally this is the next. Hmm. Okay, we're still looking for a break there with a base. It's a break above. Yeah, so as far as potentials here, again, if we drop it on the 125.13, I'd be looking for this one to go long. If we have basing here and we break through the 126.16, again, there's a Harry Potter trade north. If we're able to spike up, again, 126.94 to the downside. Again, decent level, one top base, huge movement to the downside. This was a runner of about 174, so that is absolutely huge. Daily ATR right now on the CAD is 97. So, yeah, that was you know, 97 base, and this one was 180, 2 times the daily ATR. So again, definitely some power sitting up there at that level. We want to make sure we take advantage of that. So I'd say that's the three. That's the three setups. Um, Currently, we have right now is kind of up, down, or down. Right. Those are our three potential trade setups for the pound CAD, and none of them are available right now. Dollar Swiss. So dollar Swiss, we talked about two different levels coming down. The 92.13, that's what we hit last week and dropped, and it did touch it recently in the overnight. We're hitting it again, and again, there's kind of an interesting play. This is the old area of interest in the yellow. We had one touch, two touches, three touches, four is what broke. Kind of gave us a new bottom and came back up and then touched again. This one was pretty close. We were looking for actually a break of the level here at 91.54. Looking for a push lower. It's only about 30 pips, and again, it's kind of right in the area. It's a little bit deep, but it's probably okay. Um, Wait, what? Does this qualify for which one? This a racetrack? This is a racetrack, yeah. There's no pullbacks whatsoever, no wicks on there. It's just basically it could be just one candle, and like on a larger time frame, it would be right. It's four gigantic candles to the downside. I know there's a delay, but let me know if that answers your question. This no, but this yes. Um, So again, break on 91, 91.54. Look for this one to come down. We can continue these across. It's fine. 91 here. Let's put this there. All right, cool. Good, good, good. kind of where we're set right now. And then again, we got a lower level down here we're looking for. And these are profit targets, these blue ones. There you go. Yeah. Dollar yen pulled back from its highs, but it didn't come back to a level where we saw buyers. There's a bunch of them in here. I'd say right now, again, continue this one across. There we go. That's what we got. Ideal opportunities are we're shorting at 110.91, 109.78 were both levels that we're looking to get short. Another Harry Potter bunch lower. The yellow area is an area of interest that we had mentioned. You can see it here. Pulled in, hit. Was a base, came back up, hit it again, came back, use it as a base, and then it stabilized off that level. So um, there could be you could potentially short it from there. How much is it though? It's about 25, 26. You could potentially get in there. But I would say right now, unfortunately, this one doesn't have a whole lot. Um, it is considered going sideways, right? It is a, sideways bias. So not too much we can do with this one right now. Actually, let me see. Let me check. Let me check one other thing here. Um, hmm. Yeah, we were in an uptrend setup, and then unfortunately, just in the last couple of hours, this one switched. So it was uptrend setup, but now we've gone a sideways. So it's kind of going through one of those color changes right now. We are in the short term pink and larger time frame pink right now. So I'd say probably more of setup for short. I was just hoping it would get a bit higher, so we could have taken the short from here. I'm gonna guess we could, have some type of a discussion about this level, but like I said, a lot of this is in last week, and then here's your 25th, right? Here was the gap, and then it just dropped back to the downside. So it was an easy gap play, right? Easy gap play. Um, that would have been one of your overnights. So. hmm, Maybe we can take it one more time. 23. Eh, it's all right. Like I said, I like the two other shorts here. This I just don't think is going to have enough. I would say right now, I mean, we have buyers stepping in low. We have sellers stepping in high right now. It's kind of consolidating. Let me see. When do we have actual big? Um, probably here. Trying to see something where we could actually kind of break out of the top or bottom. Probably there. Maybe tomorrow morning. I don't know. Maybe we get a bit of movement tomorrow with it. Consumer confidence should help the indices. So like this should definitely, this should help. It should help the yen. But probably FOMC is probably what we're gonna need to really break out of the zone. Um, yeah, I mean these are the two I would say. I would say the 110.91, the 109.78. Both of those I think would be decent, decent opportunities. Okay. All right, let's go across to oil. So there's what we got for oil. Right now, we're just kind of retracing back again. We'll put this right here right now. Let's bring it to 1430. Let's change it to orange, right? Um, pass on taking that again. Which one? This? You're saying pass on taking this one again? Yeah, I mean, I like that it formed the new high this week. Like, remember, because that's where it ends. So again, there's not typically a lot of great zones for the ending, and it did gap, right? It was a gap down again, so it was an easy short in the overnight, and the movement was decent off of it. So it did actually form a one candle top and push down, and it was a decent run, right? I mean, it was 50 points to the downside, so it's all right. It's just that it spent a little bit of time there. I would have liked if it came up in one candle, based it, and then dropped, but it's kind of hard to ask for that on a Sunday night. And the fact that it's so close either way, Ernest, is kind of why I'm like, eh. Um, Oil looks like it really just wants to come back down again. I talked about this one with Nadex this morning. 72.72, and there's a knockout at 73. I think that's enough small risk if we can get up in there and get a candle base. Not just a spike, but a one candle base is, I think, what we'd want to look for. Just remember, there's always extra premium jacked into the oil ones. That's the closest ceiling. So there's nothing even remotely close on this one. I had a conversation with Dan about this, and he's like, "I'm 100% there with you. I've been sending this through for weeks." So they're trying to implement a new system, so the knockouts are a little bit closer in proximity in some of the assets. So, but I think that's a decent one to keep on your radar. The 73. Again, it's about 9 cents past where the zone is, but again, it gives us a little bit of a buffer there. And again, psychological number 73, so we got to watch it. It's not as good as 70 or 75, but it's there. I think 70.15 also is a decent level. We had a base and a pop off of it and then touched it again. Could be an interesting level for us to take our buys. But right now, again, it's 10 o'clock. There's a little bit of profit taking. It looks like it may come up there. And again, on a day where we don't really have inventory, I think that could be decent. Remember, last week we had a surplus, and again, it drove prices higher. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm kind of up in the stage now where I'm kind of like, yeah, I'm a little bit more a little bit more bearish with oil. Just about finding that right entry, and yeah, we'll see. I mean, it looks like it's the candle now. Well, it just started, so that's not a fair representation, but you can see it ended. And again, remember when we talk about candles, people see this green candle and like, oh, it's bullish because it's green. It's like, yeah, but it closed on the bottom third of the candle. That's more of a bearish candle than anything else. The color doesn't matter. But again, it is on a pullback. So I mean, it was high and it pulled all the way back again, but it closed with more selling pressure. It is 10 o'clock now, so we'll see if this is able to grab. If it got all the sellers it was able to grab, and again, you could have made the case that, hey, listen, no, no, there was buyers right there. Yeah, there was, right? Um, but there was, but this is obviously showing some selling pressure in there. And again, I don't think. Let me see. Hold on. Is there any no home sales? New home sales. Oof, and it came in bad. Um, Decently bad, right? Decently bad. Yeah, that doesn't necessarily help, but we'll see. But I think 72 and 70.15, I think are 72 and 70.15 are the two decent ones to watch. Gold, it's funny. Here's where we started last night. Drove all the way up. European stepped in, drove it right back down to the same exact spot. Gold is down 0.1%, not moving a ton. And again, we know we have buyers that are coming into this level, right? One, two, three, and we did push through. So again, 17 1795, not necessarily a level we want to go long from. But look at all the basing here. More basing, more basing, more basing. I think if we get down to 72, I'm sorry, 1782, I think that's a decent buy level. That'd be the next level I'm really looking to kind of get long in. And again, we'll change this one. This is no longer a buy. This was last week's trade. Um, Take this one off. Pull that one there. It's just another area of interest. And again, we'll turn this sucker red. Um, let's pull these all across. Go red, text white. This one here. Wow. So we have blue on the large, blue on the intermediate, and basically blue on the super near term. So yeah. So I think gold will be an interesting one to play this week on Wednesday. I do think FOMC they can say that inflation is transient again, but I mean we're seeing it go across the board everywhere, and it's going higher than higher, higher, higher. July was supposed to be when it was going to start turning around and going back, and it's not doing that. Well, July is over, right? When that comes out on it'll be July 28th. So I think gold should be interesting. They're gonna come in and whether just blast this thing and shoot it down, or be able to blast it and send it higher. So again, I'd watch a lot of these smaller levels, and again, we'll kind of play this one off. But right now, and now it's down 0.05. So gold is basically flat. Just not a whole lot that we can do with that one. Silver being a bit more of a mover, but you can see it's up 0.3. But all it did was kind of take this one, and again, 6 o'clock, it rolled back down. Problem with silver is, again, there's just so many areas that it's stuck in. Again, this was a test. This is test number two. But if you look lower, we also have the same scenario where we had basing and a little pop. And what did it do? It touched it and it touched it again. So, I would say if anything, it's probably due to drop, but there's some buyers in here right at the 25 level. I think the best entries right now are still going to be the 2665 and the 24. But right now we are just so stuck inside of a sideways channel. They have no idea what to do with it at this point. Um, I'll leave this. I can leave that one there, but and then again, I guess there's a smaller intraday short right there. Maybe we use that one later this week. But that's it. Silver is just not right. And we've been here since the 19th in the same little channel sideways. So it would be nice to break through, but I mean, here and here, you got two sticking points, a little bit harder. All right, let's go look at the indices. Actually, the first time, look at the dollar. Yeah, dollar index is pulling back down again. I was hoping we get back up to that 93, but as we approach this level down here at 92.50, we're at 92.64 right now. We're pretty close. Again, we're not trading the Dixie, but it will kind of give us a telltale sign of when dollar, pound dollar, euro dollar, dollar CAD. A lot of these things should be reversing. Yeah, 92.50. We're getting close to reversal time, which again, 10 o'clock. Could have dropped that in the next 30 minutes, sure. And that would actually be pretty decent, right? That would be a pretty decent drop down reversal level. Let's look at the ES. Now, again, remember, these are delayed a little bit, but that 4,400 figure, that's what we are looking to hit last week. We did get through it. Again, we've pushed a little higher. It looks like we got to 4407 this morning. Let me go across and see kind of what these are doing right now. Yeah, they're still holding at the same spot. So I'm delayed, but it's basically in the same spot right now. Little trade set up here at 4 o'clock. Again, 4 o'clock seemed to be the reversal time this morning. Here was late last night. All it did was kind of drive it down, grab that level where we had some, basing, and then kind of took off again. I would say, now that we've broken through the 4,400, I mean, the next big level that, needs to be hit would be the one up here at right there, 4450. We are at a level of basing too. So, I mean, this is you could take, potentially take this level here, and really we need to mark it this way. Let's do this a different color. This is a level that, again, if you're looking for a level to go long, this could be one of those levels. As we break through, look for a pullback to the 4404 level. Actually, I guess the 4408 level, and look for this to go higher with a positive day. Now, the home sales not necessarily the best thing because when people are not buying homes, it's kind of like, yeah. Again, here's that long from last week. I'll just put it up there. But yeah, I mean, let's see, what the heck would we do with this one now? Yeah, I would say, I mean, I just don't find any reason to be looking to get short these positions right now. I mean, the Fed is doing nothing to, you know, nothing to curb inflation, leaving interest rates low forever. Delta variant is bad, which means we got to keep this business environment. Besides the hiring employees thing, everything else looks good. I mean, you know, I don't know. And think about it. I mean, we're in July, right? I don't know. Like I was at Target yesterday. I promised so I took the boys to their the boys had a thing yesterday. Um, got back and I promised the girl because she wanted to go. Right, we had haircuts yesterday, right? Um, and she wanted to go, and I was like, no, 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 I don't want to take you. You stay here. I was like, Daddy will come. Daddy will take you out later. So I took her out. I told her I'd take her to get a Mac. Like she likes cars a lot. She's really into Matchbox cars, and I took her to Target. Right, we have a Target down the street. I was like, oh, they got cars and dolls and all this other stuff, and she was like, I mean, it was crazy. It was literally like a kid in a candy store. She's like, oh my, she was so overwhelmed. She couldn't pick one. It was like, I want two. And then every aisle we went, she would leave every aisle with two toys. And then in the next aisle, put one down and pick up a new one. And then go to the next aisle with two toys and then put one down and pick up a new one. She did keep like the same one. The one we ended up coming home with, it was a stuffed animal inside of like, she likes eggs a lot. She's very big into watching these YouTube videos with like toys coming out of eggs. She just calls them Easter eggs, but um, that's what we ended up coming home with. But she was like, "What about over here?" She's like, "Look what I found." So we kept leaving, and she kept wanting to bring us back into the toy section. It was pretty funny. Um, yeah, but so yeah, maybe we'll do. Maybe it'll be that. But yeah, what I'm saying is, when I was there, they have the entire back to school section filled. It's like from in my Target, it's like the entire back corner with backpacks and books and notes and a big section for every elementary school, everything that you need to buy. They make it so easy for you to spend money. It's unreal. Um, And it's funny too because you know, it's discounted prices. Like I feel like Target. I feel like if they prepackaged it, be like, hey, listen, if we put all the stuff together for this school, this school, this school, and this school, like, I'll tell you right now, dads are not going through the 97 different bins to get the one package of markers, the one package of crayons, the package of pencils, the package of glue sticks, the package of post-it notes, the package of dry erase marker. Men are not doing that. If they literally packaged it in and said, "Here's a Rolling Knolls backpack, and here's this," like from your local schools, like you know where the Target is, right? You know the closest 10 schools. Pre-package them and just put it there, and then add like a little bit of a premium. No man will ever care. We will just be like, "Yep, I'll take that one." Boom. That one, boom. I mean, you'll have the coupon moms, right? The coupon moms, they will go in there and they will save 40 cents, right? They will go to save that 40 cents total on the whole package. They pick every little individual thing out. Men, just give me the one thing. I'll buy it all. I don't care what it costs, right? But you're going to start seeing sales go up because of all the back to school stuff is kind of the point that I'm getting at. So again, I see all the earnings, everything like that. I see it all going well, you know? And who knows, maybe because everybody is pissed off at Bezos, maybe the actual storefront stores will get more work this year, you know? All right, NQ. Okay. NQ looks basically the same. Last week, the three levels were 14,950, 15,000, and 15,050. Now we can kind of, we're at the 100. We just passed the 100 mark here. Now we can go up to the 150 would be the next big psychological number right there. 15,000 I'm going to keep marked. Oh, that's the 1550. I don't need that one anymore. Let's go to the 15,200. Perfect. And then I'm going to keep the 15,000 because that's one to watch out for. So there we go. Again, you could do the same thing. This is actually a level that's been a little bit more tested, and here we'll drop it to a 15-minute to get a better read on it. Yeah. So we could take this level here and say, if we break above 15.1. Break above 15,126. Again, it's going to be a very popular support and resistance trap based off of that. But again, if we get a decent enough movement, that could be your established level of risk to hit these next two targets. And again, profit target 1 is not that far, but profit target 2, that 15,200 is definitely a 1 to 3 range. So, we could be looking to go long. Wait, it's times like this that I'm happy that my kids are. Debbie's like, wait, what? Neuro, it's kind of gotten crazy too, because schools don't buy schools don't buy um, schools don't buy teachers things anymore. I guess so. Like, if you need glue for the year, you got to tell your kids that you need glue. But the funny thing is, like this year, so they had to buy all the stuff, and last year, they did like backpacks and stuff, and they gave the kids a ton of stuff last year, right? But on a regular basis, they don't like they just keep accumulating a lot of things. Um, like all the glue sticks. So like, oh, if we don't open things, we'll send it back home to kids. So I mean, they do send some of it back, but some of the teachers hoard the stuff, um, which is kind of funny. Like they have like enough glue sticks for like 6 years, right? Yeah. But he was a joke down closer to 200. So he was paying attention. Well, Nora, you got Debbie this morning. She's like, what is he, like 80, 90? How old is this guy? He's like, nah, just 52. Anyway, break above 15,126, I think is a good long. YM, kind of same thing. Ran into the same type people here, right? Again, it's kind of turned away. This is delayed, but it's about at the same level, right? Um, 35,000. It's right there. 35,000. I don't see it. We got close. We got close. But yeah, it's coming this week, guys. I'm telling you, 35,000 this week. Glue sticks. No, Neuro, they're not. They're like completely edible now. They're not even good glue sticks anymore, man. Remember back in the day we had like the markers. Remember the markers that we had? There was like the blueberry scented one and like the cherry scented one. And you're like, they used to smell like really, really good. They have none of that stuff anymore. Now they're all washable, biodegradable, 100% organic and safe. There's no scent. Yeah, you could eat them if you wanted to. Yeah. You know how Joel posts about, his Boca burgers and all his like, Beyond Meats? Yeah, it's basically the leftover glue sticks. Yeah, there's no smell. None of these things are great. Yeah. Yeah, it probably is more nutritional than a Tide Pod. Yes. Yes. I mean, that is one of the things I remember from child. Like, if you say, think about your schooling and think marker, I'm not thinking about drawing pretty pictures with markers. I'm like, I could still smell the blue, like it was the blueberry from the blue marker. Still can smell it to this day, right? If you close your eyes and just like, yeah, yeah, I remember it. It was like sweet. It was like an artificial blueberry. Like it wasn't actually, it didn't actually smell or taste like blueberries, right? Um, but like you got that smell. Like I can still smell. Yeah, right. Yeah, the blue markers. I don't know why the blueberry one. I mean, now they would call it like I don't know, blue punch or something like that. Probably the smell. But yeah, yep, absolutely. Now they have none of that good stuff. None are chemical based eggs. Yeah. So anyway, I think 35,000. It's got to get a little bit of a help. Obviously the new home sales isn't necessarily the best sign. Remember, the YM always is going to be the most sensitive. So, but really, right now, if you're looking for something in this one, I mean, I'm trying to look to see where I would say. I mean, we got a couple different pullbacks in here. This one is decent. I like how it's a two candle base, right? I think that one's pretty decent, right? Again, one drop, the red was the low. Again, that's my favorite. I hate when the green is the low. I like the fact that the green that is. I like how we hit a very small bodied green, and I like the explosion out of it. So I think that's a decent area to go long if we can pull back to that level. Um, this one is similar, but the green is the bottom. I don't like it as much. Just like this one, the green is there. It's not as much. So it's all right. I would say the best one. I mean, I, I would say. I mean, my take on this one is that we're going higher, right? I do like this one long. I do think 35,000 has to be broken this week. We broke the big numbers on the other ones. I feel like this is going to get drug up. I feel like this is the weakest. In 15 minutes, if this thing decides to turn, roll, and flip, it'll be the first down. But let's see, how many points is that back to the downside? 250, right? Let's see, 250. Daily ATR is 4, but again, that's pretty volatile. How much we've moved up today so far? Um, it's basically just reversing back again. Yeah, so that's been 346 on a Monday with no news. I don't know if we can get back down there. That would be a pretty big collapse. Man, if these other two flip and roll. Hmm. If we can get a red, green, red, now not all of you gonna have any idea what this means, but this comes from the class. If we can get a color change on the 15-minute into a red, green, red to the downside, that would signify a trend reversal. This may be worth taking. And again, we don't have the established level of risk, but that would give us our risk level on this one. I could see this coming back and rolling down to here by end of day. This level could be an end of day rally, but once this turns negative, if we can get that 15-minute and we do get the color change down, this is decent. And again, it turned on a psychological number. So being the weak guy, yeah, this could potentially roll. And again, I don't know what it's going to look like right now. I can't really, but if and I'm saying if, right? I don't know where it'll establish, but it could establish somewhere in here. Again, we need a red, we need a green that doesn't come as high, and we need a red. It's a very, very specific type setup, right? It's kind of it would be red. Maybe I don't need that much. Maybe I just need that much to show it. Whoops, I do need more than that. There we go. And then I need some type of a pattern like that. Once I can get that close below with that color change in there, again, that would signify that this one is the trend has changed and it's pushing back to the downside. It's in the process of trying to change it right now. But if we can get that down, again, I think there's a decent chance for this one to roll back down with a profit target down here at 34,689. Particularly because, again, it is the weak one. The other two are about to turn red. Once it turns negative, then that sentiment changes. It is, right in that reversal time frame. So everything is kind of lining up for that to go down. All right. You guys can see that Tesla rolled off that level. Apple, what's Apple doing? Apple's pushing high. Look at Apple trying to put some work in. That 150 level. Well, that 150 level is going to be like, no, 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 no. Trying to see what else we got in here. Wow, natural gas took it on the chops from 9 o'clock down. That's a big natural gas push. Wow. Wow, is that a big wow. Go natural gas. So weekly's too big. Wow. Let's see what this candle looks like. Daily 4 hours. Can I see it? I can see it. Let's see what good old natural gas did. Yeah, there's a gap there. It's a 4 hour gap, and then we got a base sitting right there in natural gas. Yeah, kind of interesting. I don't think I can see it on a 2 hour. Can I? Survey says no. So close. Look, it's right there. It's right there. Find that on 3 hour. Oh my god, look at that. I just missed it. Look. So close. All right. Yeah, so go natural gas. It's a heck of a drop though. Heck of a drop. But we do know we are in a larger time frame at daily level. So that's kind of interesting. Interesting setup. We'll have to see what that one is able to do. Um, Man, what a rally from like 3 o'clock this morning up. Yeah, 15 cents and then all the way back as a pullback. What a move. What a move. There's Dogecoin cruising. Bitcoin was almost at 40 again. And then it's starting to pull. Look at this. And I think this was the 25th. This could have been the Elon stuff. AMC, yeah, it's running into some stuff. GameStop running into some stuff as well. TLT is nothing crazy. Let's see, nothing else. There's nothing really else out there. Look at that one. Great little $40 bull call spread there. Gotta love it. All right. That's it for today, guys. I don't really have much more. There's not really, like I said, there's not really a ton out there right now. This one's trying to make a push higher. It's trying to be a big boy. Trying to be a big boy. Silver is now flat. Silver is now officially at 0.02% for the day. So yeah, all that work back again. So, all right, let's go ahead and do the giveaway. A little bit early today, but again, it's Monday, no real news. We'll give you guys about another 30 seconds to get in. And we will go ahead and do this giveaway. Probability. They got all this stuff now. If Ernest wins again, I'm taking my toys and I'm going home. Yeah, you know the industry is evolved. Yeah, and Briggs, it's the reason why is there was a lot of I saw like 2 or 3 different articles over this weekend about how the legalization is basically inevitable, but it's one of those things. It's kind of like where does it rank? But it's like it's has many problems, but it's also inevitable. Is kind of where it's at right now. Um, there's like pros and cons. Like it's weird. So it almost becomes like the article talked about how it's strange because again it's been a trend. It's there's medical in pretty much most states, many states, and every election there's more and more states that are legalizing it full for recreation. It's bringing in tons of tax money, right? It's hurting. It's hurting drug cartels because this is an entire crop that they've lost, that they can't sell now because it's just you know if you can get it legally, people don't care, right? It's much easier to get at that than the legal forms of it. But they were saying at the same time, it causes a lot of problems because if you suddenly legalize it, then there's the big question about what do you do with people that you have incarcerated because of marijuana offenses? Because now if it's legal, um, there is a slight precedent for it with prohibition, right? When there was the issue with prohibition, so there is a precedent, but does that precedent really pertain to what we have in today's day and age? Um, it's kind of the big question. And then there's obviously like um, I don't know, the current reigning power is the one that put most of the oppressive rules in. Like in California, the prison system there was loaded up by the two people that are in power right now. So it's kind of one of those like, what do you do with all the people that those two people put in jail? It's like, it's like, and that's what makes it difficult, right? And it's kind of like, yeah, for minor offenses, should people have 30 years? No. Should a guy that was bringing in 5 tons of pot still have a problem? Probably. I feel like that person, yes. If you were the kingpin, I feel like you're staying in jail. But if you got busted with having like a joint in your car and you got 20 years for that because it was your third strike, I feel like that guy should be let out. Like I feel like yeah. Um, but yeah, the two people in power, it's a very difficult it's a very difficult situation because they were very very hard in California prison populations. They did a lot of packing those those prisons, particularly on marijuana offenses. So it's hard if you suddenly legalize it; it goes against everything that they stood for, kind of thing. Um, but it's inevitable, supposedly. So yeah, it's one of those things. Like it's as much as they want to fight it, it's inevitable. It's coming. There are states making way too much money on taxes. Democrats love taxes, and it's strange. I'm in a Democratic state, but we have a Republican governor, um, and it's not legalized for recreation here. Now, if you have a pulse, you can get a medical card, but it's just that one extra step of having to pay $150 to somebody to get a medical card. But anybody can pretty much get it here. The list of like things on there, it's like, no, 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 I have that, I have that. And doctors don't care. They could care less. Um, yeah. And now that they have positive PTSD trials with magic mushrooms, it's off to the races now. Man, the 60s are coming back. Psychedelic drugs are going to be the everything. All right, let's close the giveaway down. So let's do it today, guys. We got 10 entrants, 12 in. Ernest was the winner last time. Ernest only spent 2 tickets. Wow, he's getting cheap on me. And Nero is trying to play the Admiral Thrawn today to block him. To block him. Well, Debbie Marina, ooh, Silent snuck in. Ecky's in here, and Sean. Sean's only doing one today too. I'm shocked, Sean, that not doing two. Actually, Sean, my boys are on their way to Michigan right now. They'll be in Northport for like the next 12 days or something like that. So they're heading up to your neck of the woods. I have shares in Kronos and Aurora, trying to get as much as I can. Yeah, I thought CT was going to be the last of them, but for once we're ahead. Yeah, Neuro not here. No, it's going to be. It's now. There are other states where it's just. I think. Yeah. Nope. Connecticut is there. The Deep South would be last legalized. Yeah, I agree, Ross. Yeah, because remember, and actually, it may not actually be the Deep South. Maybe. I mean, you got to realize, Deep South is still an agricultural area, right? I mean, like it or not, they still definitely are an agricultural based area. Um, things like hemp and marijuana, once it becomes legalized, that may be another place for them to generate profits. So it may not be as long as you actually think it is. Um, yeah. So, all right, here we go. Winner of today's drawing is yeah, I shorted them also. Yep. All right, winner of today's drawing is oh, look at that. The guy shows up late today, comes in and steals it. Look at that. Look at that. Admiral Thrawn wins it today. The evil blue guy. Score one for the bad guys. Exactly, Neuro. I'm saying it, Ernest is like, I'm putting that extra pip chip in. Neuro's not here. Will's throwing it in until 2021. The girls were all winning it last week. I mean, what did you have to lose? And then Neuro takes the 25. And meanwhile, you have Eki over there. You have Eki over there going, you guys can win it today. I'm taking it Wednesday when it's double the tickets. All right, all right. He's got it all set. Now I have to try to mimic his accent from the Rebels TV show. Yeah. You know what? I am a big fan. I like the books. Now that they're called like legends or whatever, I feel like the stories in the books were 100 times better than anything that Disney's put together. Now, Disney's basically just borrowing stories. They're rewriting them, and they're like, "I'm going to take the best character because everybody loves that guy." It's like, like Thrawn had an entire book series about him. He's such a popular character. You could have literally done like a 2 or 3 movie, like, you could have done 2 or 3 movies on Admiral Thrawn, and you wouldn't have even needed any Jedi for it. Like, because 'cause they're like, "Oh, we wanna take it away because the Skywalker story is over." And now they're redoing the last 3 Skywalker movies because the last 3 were so bad because Disney has just totally ruined Star Wars. I hate everything that Disney has done for Star Wars. But they could have done 3 movies just with Admiral Thrawn. Everybody would have absolutely loved it. Um, he's such like a villain. Like, you're always looking for villains, right? Such the perfect villain, and you didn't even need Jedi or Luke Skywalker or Rey or any other new people they have made up to do it. And they could have done it, and they didn't do it. Yeah, don't get me started. I hate Disney. Hate everything about Disney. Um, it's pool time. Yeah, exactly. All right, guys, I'm out of here. It's 10:30. I will catch you guys tomorrow. Remember, we'll be on for Nadex in the morning from 8:30, 8:45 till 9, and then tomorrow we'll be at noon. All right, you guys have a good trading day. Look for some of these reversals, and I'll catch you guys then. Take care. Thanks for coming in today.